everybody, Simistic this here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, headed out to Goodwill, picked myself up a couple of VHS tapes and a couple of CD soundtracks. Let's take a look at what I got. The first thing I'll show you are the 3 CD soundtracks I picked up, and the first one I grabbed was The Last of the Mohicans. Looks to be pretty interesting, nothing much more than a score, but still, look forward to checking that out. Then I grabbed the soundtrack to 9 Months. This actually looks pretty decent, has some good songs on it. I love the movie. I definitely can't wait to listen to the soundtrack because I do remember the movie actually having a really good soundtrack, so should be a good listen. And then finally I picked up the soundtrack too, and this is pretty cool, The Big Chill. And the reason why this is cool is because this is a very somewhat more obscure movie. I don't find many people who've ever actually seen this film, so to come across the soundtrack, I was very excited about that. Never really thought I was going to come across the soundtrack really ever, so definitely happy to get this. So now onto the VHS I picked up, and the first one I grabbed was the remake of The Parent Trap. Just recently saw this one on TV, and I actually really enjoyed it. For years I had avoided this movie because I'm a big fan of the original, and for whatever reason just assumed this was not even going to come close to holding up, and it just wasn't going to be good. Not sure why I thought that. It is Disney. I do tend to like Disney movies, and sometimes the remakes are actually pretty good. But for whatever reason, just avoided it. So when I saw it on TV, and I actually really enjoyed it, definitely wanted to pick it up. So until I can find it on DVD, definitely had to grab the VHS. Next I picked up Peter Pan. A movie that for years I've contemplated on buying on DVD. I come across this one really cheap on DVD all the time. I actually came across this pretty cheap on Blu-ray once before too. And I just never picked it up because I'm not sure if I'm going to like this movie. It does get pretty decent reviews, but it's just one of those films where I'm like, I have no idea really what this film's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a good Peter Pan movie or a bad Peter Pan movie. So I just always pass up on buying it. So when I got this today, 47 cents on VHS, figured I would definitely pick it up, check it out, and if I like it, I'll definitely be getting it next time I come across it on either DVD or Blu-ray. Then I grabbed Hell Night, which has awesome cover art. I absolutely love that. This here starring Linda Blair. It's a horror movie. Definitely had to pick it up. I had really never heard of it. I know nothing about it. It's a complete blind buy, but it looks awesome, so definitely can't wait to check this one out. Then I grabbed 2 classic sci-fi titles, and the first one being It Came From Beneath the Sea. I've wanted to see this one for a while now. It's been on my wish list for years, so I'm definitely happy to come across this. Obviously, would much rather have it on DVD, but for now, to get it on VHS, that sounds good to me. I cannot wait to check this one out. I love cheeseball, like 1940s, 1950s sci-fi movies, so this is going to be a fantastic watch. And hey, it's number 78. And then because I picked up number 78, of course I had to grab number 79 with The Land Unknown. Another classic sci-fi title that I've wanted to see for many years now. This, I have no doubt, is going to be a fantastic movie, a fantastic watch. Definitely looking forward to checking this out as well. So that's it for what I bought today, so now it's what I watched. And today I checked out Duets, a great film about 6 people who pair off into couples of 2, who at first seem to have nothing really in common. They're all very different people, but in the end, they all end up coming together because they have one thing in common, and that's karaoke. It is just such a fantastic film. I really enjoyed it. Sort of had a great road trip kind of feel to it. It was definitely a road sort of movie. And I like how these 6 people at first start off really having not much to do with each other at all. You don't really know what's going to happen. And then they kind of pair off into 2s and they end up coming together, singing duets together. And it's just such a fantastic film about these people who just love karaoke. And a couple of them actually don't even have anything to do with karaoke at first, and then they end up getting into it. There is one guy, he's a cab driver. He actually doesn't sing in the movie. He really has nothing to do with karaoke, but he's driving this girl around who does sing karaoke. And it's a great, great film. From what I can gather from what I've read, everybody is actually singing. Yes, even Paul Giamatti is actually singing. He does a decent job. He's not great, but he can carry a tune for the most part. I think the biggest star of this was definitely Gwyneth Paltrow. The fact that she could sing really well. A lot of reviews I read on this talked about her, didn't talk even about anybody else. I mean, Huey Lewis is in this. Nobody really mentioned him in most of the reviews I read. It was all about how Gwyneth can sing really well, and she does sing beautifully. She's next to Huey Lewis, she's definitely the best singer in the movie. But she probably actually is the best singer in the movie, even past Huey Lewis. So great, great film. I really liked it. I mean, as silly as it sounds, a movie about a bunch of people who like karaoke. And at first I kind of thought it was sort of a little silly too, when they were all talking about karaoke and how much they were into it, and just the fact that these people go around traveling and making money off karaoke. I thought that was a little kind of strange, but in the end it really worked out. And the reason why I actually picked this movie up is because Paul Giamatti's in it, and I love Paul Giamatti. I tend to just buy any movie he's in because I think he's such a fantastic actor. And really for me, he did carry the film. I loved his character. He's basically this guy who's just kind of sick of his life, sick of the way his life is going. His wife's driving him nuts, his job's driving him nuts, his kids are driving him nuts. Everything's just, he's just tired of it. He wants to change. And he basically snaps and he says, I'm going out for cigarettes, even though he doesn't smoke. And he just starts driving. And then he ends up meeting another guy in the movie he's like actually, he just got out of prison, but he's still like robbing people and holding people up and stuff. And they end up singing together, finds out the guy he teamed up with actually could really sing. And he's just, Paul Giamatti's just going completely nuts, and he is just 100% snapped in this film. And that was my favorite character. I really enjoyed him in this character. It was just funny the things he did, just to watch him go insane. I absolutely loved it. So in the end, I would say definitely pick up Duets. Again, this is only $3.99 at BJ's, which is a great deal if you have a BJ's membership. Definitely pick this one up. I'm sure you can find it other places for cheap as well. It is a Mill Creek release. They're usually pretty cheap. So I would definitely recommend this movie. If you like road movies, it's a fun watch. This was a fantastic film. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Definitely got some great titles for some great prices at Goodwill today. Very excited about that. And also watching Duets, I loved it. It was a fantastic film. I'll definitely be watching that one again in maybe a couple years. I'll pop that one in again because it was a great movie and I would definitely recommend it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya.